So 4 things that I think you all can do to support those in your lives who are navigating racial battle fatigue. Number 1 for me is to resist unrealistic expectations of Black women. So we can't expect them to be the caretakers for everybody. We can't expect them to sacrifice themselves and nobody else look out for them. But that we have to allow room for Black women to show up in whatever ways that are necessary that enables them to exist as their full selves. So to me, number 1, again, is to resist having these unrealistic expectations of Black women. Number 2 then is Black men show up. So this, I put myself in this case too, as a Black man, that we often did not show up for the Black women in our lives. Like, they often prioritized us. Like I said, even in an interview dedicated to them talking about themselves, they were still talking about the ways in which they were centering Black men in their lives. And so we have to show up for them and take some of the onus off of them for having to save and take care of everybody else, because they're really not getting that support from any place. So we have to show up and support them. Number 3 then is to acknowledge the extra labor. So those of us who are supervisors of Black women can acknowledge the extra labor in which they often have to engage. So often when Black death happens in our society, it's Black women who spend the time to acknowledge that that's happening, right? To prioritize that. And so this is extra labor in which they are often engaged in. It's extra uncompensated labor. Black women are often asked to serve on committees on our campuses. They're often asked to do these extra work. They often meet with students of color, right? They do all of these extra things that are not sometimes part of their job description. So we have to compensate them for that extra labor through time off, and then more importantly, through stepping up to take some of the onus off of them for being the ones who always have to do that. And then number 4 is pay attention to Black violence and death. One of the most significant findings from this study, and it occurred across all of the 24 Black women participants in the study, was when they said, I need my white colleagues to acknowledge when a Black person is killed. The silence is really harmful. We can't just go on business as usual as if nothing has happened. This week in particular has been really heavy for many Black folks, right? And so what are we doing to acknowledge the pain that Black women are experiencing? And so I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna put a caveat on that. So sometimes too, as white folks, you can reach out to show your support, but reach out without the expectation that Black women have to respond to you. Like sometimes, like they just need to take care of themselves. And so if you're reach out because you feel like you want to and you need to, not because you need validation from Black women in that moment. So I think that's really important, is to reach out, but not have the expectation that you're reaching out means that they have to engage with you, because they might need to just rest in that moment. So that's number 4 for me.